Of the WCHA season, it comes
Minnesota, number 8, Brett Abramson. A junior from Edina, Minnesota, number 9, Casey Hankinson. Senior from South St. Paul, Minnesota, number 23, Dan Woog. Sophomore with us to welcome the addition of Mike Crowley to the Mariucci Arena All-American Murals are 16 former Gopher All-Americans. Please join University of Minnesota Athletic Director Mark Dienhart in giving a Golden Gopher welcome to Pat Micheletti from 1985. From 1981, Steve Alseth. From 1979, Bill Baker. From 1975, Mike Polich. From 1975, Les Auger. From 1970, Wally Olds. From 1968, Gary Gambucci. From 1965, Doug Wood. From 1963, Lou Nanny. From 1959, Murray Williamson. From 1958, Dick Berg. From 1958, Mike Pearson. From 1958, Jack McCartan. From 1955, John Mayasich. From 1954, Dick Doherty. And we are fortunate to have with us tonight from 1940, Harold Paulson. Last year, Golden Gopher defenseman Mike Crowley achieved the rarest of all honors, selection as an NCAA All-American. Last season, Mike led all WCHA defensemen in scoring and set a new all-time single-season Golden Gopher record for total points by a defenseman with 63 points and 46 assists. This year, he is poised to set new all-time Gopher records for goals and points by a defenseman. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the east end of Mariucci Arena as we formally unveil the addition of Minnesota's 28th All-American to the murals, Mike Crowley. Introduce our final Gopher of the evening, the 1996 All-American and captain of this year's team from Bloomington, Minnesota, number 20, Mike Crowley.
Fires it right back in. Mike Lyons, freshman from St. Paul, to pick it up.
Both teams just seem to be a little bit hesitant right now. So often you get it early on in the season, first game especially, you'll get guys running around playing very physical. But both teams, I think, really respect each other.
Big hit, puck loose, and the shot fired high by Dan Woog. And then Woog tries to throw a check in the left wing corner. First good scoring chance of the game goes to the Golden Gophers. Now Bob Needham's pass broken up by Cone at center ice. Now in turn taken away by the Tigers. And Dan Peters shoots it in. Steve the Buck plays it behind the net. I think one thing the coaches are happy about is we've gone about 3 minutes here. No whistles. That allows you to get all four of your lines into the game.
Exactly right. And that's what I talked about earlier, is the fact that these players need to get on the ice so they get their game legs right away. They don't want to be sitting on that bench.
And there's some Goodmanson's hands. Hendrickson back to get it again. Played 5.5 minutes, no score, and only one shot on goal. Hendrickson fired it in. It was knocked down by Peters, and now Dan Peters picks it up once more. And starts the outlet pass to center ice, which was broken up by a nice check by Woog. Here's Crowley in his own end. Played it up off the rail, but couldn't get it out. Carpin keeps it in, and then it's flipped back to center. Brent Godbout with a right side pass for Corey Miller. Miller in the corner takes a thundering shot from Brian Waldo. And right up the middle, but the puck grabbed by the Tigers, skated to center ice, and fired down by Cam Cryway. The bus leaves it behind the net, and Crowley relays it over to Woog. And now over to the Gophers side of the rink once again. Clymer's pass picked off at center. The Tigers flipped it in, but the Gophers carry it back out. Here comes Crowley. Finds Woog. Moving in. Lambert the save. And another nice move by the Gophers. The first one by Checo, this one by Woog. Moving in from the right wing boards. And an errant pass comes back out at center ice. Picked up by Godbout again, and he gets it to Crowley. Crowley wants a line.
The chin area. That's why they wear those mouth guards and face masks and helmets and everything else.
But you don't have an awful lot of protection around the low back either.
You don't.
Like Lions trying to get the puck out, Elfring kept it in. Now Travis Shane goes after it. The fourth line out for both Colorado College and Minnesota. Eric Rude and Corey Miller in the corner. And the puck still in some skates. Aaron Carpin in there as well. And finally we're going to get play called. It's good. I thought there would be too many butterflies for it to be this good. Passing seems to be good. Checking seems to be good. They're both playing some very disciplined hockey.
Well, one of the things, Frank, these guys play all summer long, too, so they're not off the ice like it used to be. I mean, there's so many leagues to play in. They play in all these tournaments. They travel. They're all over the place, and they play these pickup games, too. So they're pretty well in condition now, 12 months of the year.
And I think in this game, you might... Steve DeBus cannot be faulted for that one. He has been doing his job here. He has already faced 10 CC shots. The Gophers have taken only 4. And here's LaFleur back at his own line to get it. And now Godbout played it ahead, and it's ripped in the zone by Corey Miller. Dan Peters behind the net, and he carries the puck right to center. Peters, number 9, shooting it in deep. Here's LaFleur playing it off the glass. That just trickles out of the zone, and Peters scampers back to get it, hangs onto it, then shoots it in. Behind the net, it comes loose. Here's Jason Godbout. Hit behind the net by LaFleur. Darren Clark picks it up in the corner. Clark centers it. Walking right in. Swanson again. He was hauled down. There'll be a penalty coming up on Minnesota. Toby Peterson actually was hauled down. And a delayed call coming up on the Gophers. Lambert has come out of the net for an extra skater. Here he is with the puck. Austin waiting, shooting, and he fired it just wide. And it skips all the way back out at center. Ryan Waldo to pick it up. 3.5 minutes to go in the period, and a delayed penalty call coming up on Minnesota. Toby Peterson drops it back. Darren Clark threw it over to the bench area, and it's shot in by the Tigers. Finally, Minnesota. Nick Checo will be in our intermission arena and to MSC, and welcome to one of 41 college hockey games you'll see produced by. Make another real quick change on the go. Here, Cal Elfring again. Out at center ice, picked up by Botker. A nice play, moving in, and a great play by DeBus. Some nice plays all the way up the ice. First the pass to Botker, and then his reception, and then a nice stick play by DeBus to break it up. Here comes Crowley, trying to get around Elfring. And Crowley tied up long enough to allow the Tigers to get control of the puck. Peters stripped of the puck. Good pressure there, put on by Corey Miller, number 14. Corey among the freshmen for Minnesota who have looked very good here in a game and a period. Now it's flipped in deep. Stuart Botker. And behind the net, Brian Swanson goes after it. And now picked up by Mike Crowley. Crowley in his own end launches it out at center ice. And Corey Miller sends it all the way down. We welcomed our local viewers, our MSC, and we want to pass on a hello to all of you watching in the Springs, where you don't have to worry about winter nearly as much as we do, on KRDO.
Thanks for being where it was. He's looking all over the crease area for it. It had to be here someplace. It was long gone.
Pass is picked off and rolled right up the middle. A nice interception by Ian Peterson, but he played it out at center. Ian Peterson wearing number 22, along with his brother Toby Peterson, 25. Toby is the more highly recruited of the two brothers. They're both now in their freshman year. And that shot by Corey Miller is deflected off a CC stick right now against the Broncos. Carried to center ice. KJ Voorhees gets it in. A scrap on the near side. Eric Rude ties up with Corey Miller. The Tigers regain control. To the line, a shot and a blast by Swanson was blocked nicely by Brent Godbout. Now he backhands it all the way down the rink and took a bit of a late shot. And back to Mike Crowley in his own end as the penalty to Clymer expires. We're at the halfway point of the hockey game. And 1-1 the score. Steve DeBus nursing it along the wall. And Corey Miller darting to pick it up. 3-on-2. They bring it in. Miller fires it across the goal mouth area. It goes deep into the corner. And now it's picked up by Miller again. Crowley. Here's Woog. And now Brent Godbout is there. Woog with a steal behind the net. Played it to the side, but it hit the base of the net. He was looking for Corey Miller on the play. Off the base of the net in a race for the puck. Brent Godbout playing it back behind once more. Picked up by the Tigers' Aaron Carpin. He can't get it out of his zone. Kraft's pass, that's picked off. John Austin skates it to center. He does too have him on upside down. All right, play underway and Crowley giving chase. Centering pass, and they'll turn to go get it. Cam Tryway in the corner. Cam Tryway with Brian Swanson and Stuart Botker, the #1 line for the Tigers. And as Don Lucia called his team today, a bunch of munchkins. They're rather small. They've lost some considerable size from last year. But they have not lost any skill. And out of the scrap in the corner, this has been a pretty grinding second period of play for both schools. And there's a minute to go as the whistle blows. Jason Godbout tied it in the second, then Stuart Botker has given the Tigers the lead that they are protecting right now. Back in the second period with a goal at 13:45, and that's where we stand. Voorhees at center ice got it into Travis Shane, and now a long turnaround shot played away by Steve DeBus. These games that slow down like this, and the goaltenders of all the players on the ice really have to stay sharp because they never know when something's going to ignite.
Well, you're absolutely right. The other thing is when you're a visiting team, you want to slow the game down as much as you can.
Here's a chance in close for Corey Miller, who got the shot off and was still upended. A nice play by Woog out of the corner to Miller down the slot, and there will be a penalty coming up and a power play again for Minnesota, and a chance to tie this game.
Here, coming out of their own zone, that first pass is critical. It's right down the stick here. Woog picks it up. Now watch also where everyone goes. They've got to move towards the net. That's what you want to do. You go in there and you can see Smith there just as he...
Needham brings it in. Quick centering pass in front and a nice recovery by Crowley to knock that one away from Voorhees. So for the first time tonight, the Gophers have the lead in the game, and it was nearly taken away by Needham, but a nice save by DeBus. Crowley behind his own net, and he finds Brent Godbout the lead to center ice, and it's grabbed by Corey Miller, who slips it in deep. Minnesota with only 15 shots on goal, but they have a 3-2 lead.
Frank, that goal should really change things in this game as far as the speed and the intensity go right now. Minnesota knows they have that lead, finally getting it in this hockey game. At the same time, you got the Tigers, league champions the last 3 years. During the regular season, feel, hey, we can turn it on now. This is where Minnesota has really got to respond well defensively and use their offense.
Mike, draw to Elfrey. Puts it right into the side, and Ian Peterson's shot was stopped by the... Hey, get some new pucks. Let's check in with Ryan Lefebvre. We may have a medical update.
Yeah, Frank, as far as Dan Peters is concerned, good news to report. It is precautionary, as Tom Reed was talking about. Everything's moving. He never lost consciousness, but he does have some pretty sharp pain in his lower neck. So is some of the injuries that you mentioned last year and this year in college hockey, they're just going to take him to the hospital, get some x-rays. But at this point, he was moving. He was able to move his feet. He was able to move his arms. Never lost consciousness. But he's going to go to the hospital just to make sure it's nothing more severe. Frank?
Here's Ryan Kraft. And a nice save by Lambert. Checo shooting high. Well, you know, we can say thank God for that report. Ryan, thanks very much for the update. The folks in the building here will take them a while to get the news, but at least you folks at home will know that... Now Dan Woog in for this face-off, wins the draw, and a quick shot right on, and Lambert makes the save on that shot from Nick Checo.
There's a shot, quick release again. And that's one of the keys, too, especially on the face-off. Get it away in a hurry.
Right from the draw again, a hard shot by Checo goes into the corner. Tipped to the line, but not out. A second effort by the Tigers gets it out. Coming up on 90 seconds in regulation, we'll keep an eye on Judd Lambert. The Tigers doing a terrific job to get it in the zone. Now a takeaway by Hendrickson. Chased out to center ice. Got past Brian Swanson, shot it in deep. Bring back in his own end to shoot it around. Brian Swanson swats at it, can't get it out of the zone. And now Bob Needham to pick it up. And as you see, we're coming up on a minute left.
Seconds to go.
His second of the game, Hankinson gets the assist. And the horn sounds to end the season opener. And the Gophers are victorious in their home opener behind a record crowd here. Players celebrate and the fans celebrate.
Ceremonies will go to them in a moment or two. What they're doing, what they did last night was to celebrate the All-America players. And now tonight, they'll be bringing out about 42 team captains in this, the 75th anniversary season of Golden Gopher hockey.
Tonight's ceremony, the Mariucci's are presenting Gopher captain Mike Crowley with a special jersey, number 75. This jersey will be worn by each Gopher player at a different home game throughout the season as a tribute to Coach Mariucci to 75 years of Gopher hockey and most importantly to you, the greatest hockey fans in the world.
Game, a different player will wear that special jersey. We'll be back in a moment to take a look at Tom. Outstanding record of 12 consecutive wins. Goodmanson out of the corner, 20 on the power play. Woog got the puck, cleared it around. And it's wrapped in deeper by Scott Swanson. Austin throws it down low, right up the middle now for Botker. Botker in trouble, but he got a great pass back for John Austin's shot in close. Now the penalty is over. Nate Miller, who was serving it, steps out of the penalty box, heads right to the bench. Corey Miller comes on in his place. 5 skaters aside. We've played about 4 minutes of this game, and there is no score. Checo took the hit, got the puck ahead, and then Jason Godbout shoots it all the way down, and Corey Miller presses Lambert, making him get rid of that puck in a hurry. Scott Swanson from behind his own net. And he is forechecked by Eric Rasmussen. And forced to the corner, Rasmussen battling for the puck. Tied up now by Needham. Kraft's line is back out, Clymer. And Clymer starts to move it up ice. Minnesota with a 1-0 lead. We've played 8 minutes. Woog to the corner with Elfring. And now it's loose back behind the net. Paul Johnson has it. And a relay pass to John Austin as the minor penalties are over. Hendrickson and Paul Johnson are on. Hendrickson played it back behind his own net, and the Gophers will skate it to center. Nice catch by Corey Miller. Brings it in. Then finally stripped of the puck. Miller is not a big guy, but he used a lot of reach there to pull that pass in. A little forecheck pressure by Hankinson. Tigers move it to center ice, and then Brian Waldo shoots it all the way down. Here's Crowley beside. And up off the far rail to Woog, out to center ice. Here comes Crowley, and it's offside. The Minnesota player was bumped at the blue line, and you're supposed to let that go. You're supposed to ignore the offside when you get bumped in over the line. Not the case here. We'll take a break. Grabbed by Cone. He throws it high in the air to get it down as the penalty to Kraft expires. Well, the penalty killers did the job, but they had quite a storm to weather. And a high pop-up in the infield there comes down at the feet of Godbout back in his own end. There's LaFleur playing it right back around, and Godbout again. Up on the far wall, Cone is tied up. Woog brings it free, finds Hankinson. Back to Woog. In front for LaFleur. Backhand shot wide by a foot. And Cal Elfring back to pick it up for Colorado College. Elfring, whose rights are owned Colorado Avalanche. Has the puck, Elfring here. Couldn't get past Abrahamson. LaFleur ties his man up at center. A nice first period of hockey in a 1-1 game. Elfring goes cross rink, but turns out to be an interception. And Abrahamson needs a line change, as do his line mates, so he throws it in deep here. And now Rude has a little trouble with it and drops it back for Elfring, who nearly handed it away to Wood. Cone with it, and he wraps it down the ice. Under 2 minutes in the period. And about 40 seconds on the power play. Cal Elfring lost control of it, but Rude helps out. Stays on his skates and shoots one just wide of the net. Kraft can't get it out. He took a bump from Clark. And now it takes a CC bounce. Well, maybe not. It bounced right to Woog, and he drives it out of the zone.
Good play by Woog. He just went to the opposite side.
These answers will and Voorhees make this a 1-1 game. And from the drop of the puck, it goes deep into Tiger territory. Bobby Needham over to pick it up. Needham from behind the net. An all WCHA academic team member last year. Here's Bill Cone. And his clearing attempt hit a body, and it's deep in the zone. Mike Lyons after it. Getting some help from behind the net now from Dan Woog. Corey Miller relays it off the wall to get it at center ice, and then it's pushed all the way down by Abrahamson. And Lambert leaves it behind the net for Goodmanson. A steal on the far side by Corey Miller. Miller seems to find the way to get to the right place at the right time.
Yeah, he does. He's got a pretty good set of wheels on him.
Somebody came to one of the early practices, I think before the season started, took a look at him and said, "What's Jason Miller center?" Mike Crowley wearing number 75, and at each Golden Gopher home game, a different player will wear the number 75 in honor of this, the 75th anniversary. So the face-off to the left of Lambert again. Wood pulls it back perfectly. Long shot. Oh! It actually hit Lambert. He never saw that screen shot from the far point by Godbout. Surprise, the puck is in your chest. And here's LaFleur from behind his own net. Ran into a check and a little forecheck pressure now by Toby Peterson, giving the Tigers some life. And the student section chanting, "Never saw it."
Doesn't matter as long as you stop it.
You betcha.
You don't have to see it.
Here's a break on the left side for Darren Clark. A hard shot, but wide of the target. And it's back to Cal Elfring at center. Now they feed Hartnell. He stops, lost his footing. Gophers get the puck. Moved to center ice, and he slides it down for a line change. 9 of the first period by Voorhees. Here's Checo shooting, and that's deflected away by Lambert. Wood plays it behind the net. Spehar to Wood. Gets open, gets shot. And the save made by Lambert, but there'll be a penalty coming up. A hold or a slash against the Tigers.
Controlling the puck here. Woog has a puck, plays it along the boards. But look at the play here also by Spehar. Gets it right back to Woog. Nice little side step. He's grabbed right here. Pulled down. Just enough of a grab to bring him down to the ice. And Lambert has gone with a big save. But Mich Tech, that's his first career show, isn't it? In college hockey?
I think it was, yeah. All right, now the pen to Rasmussen is over. 5 skaters aside. And a very tight hockey game here for 2 offensive teams. We're in a low-scoring thriller. Peterson shooting it in. Darren Clark puts it right up the middle. And Wood spins a nice pass to Corey Miller, bringing it in, a long shot. Lambert the save, big rebound. And the play goes on as Lambert took quite a thundering jolt trying to play the puck. There will have to be, I'm sure, a penalty here because the goaltender was in his protected area, even if he was playing the puck. While they settle things down, we'll take a break. Check in the corner. The puck comes loose for a moment. Back to the line, Cone, but it was tipped away from him. Here comes Toby Peterson up ice. Make that Brian Swanson. And he was locked up with Mike Anderson. Botker. 2-1 last night after the second period and scored 4 unanswered to win it 5-2.
Yeah, and that happens so often. The coaches don't have to say much. You know, during the course of the week, there's a lot of things are said and trying to motivate the players. But once you get into the game, the players really have to take stock in themselves and what they're going to do. And if you're behind, as the Gophers are right now, going to the final 20 minutes, which could be the final 20 minutes of the game, then you really got to pick up the pace here a little bit. And you look to your leadership, your captains and your seniors for that leadership.
Mike Lyons and St. Paul Johnson rushing it in deep, and then he'll throw it down and go back to his defensive position. Smith. Austin got a piece of it. Woog sends it deep again. And it hopped loose right in front off that board. Out at center ice, it's brought in. Paul Johnson is taken outside. Ridden off the play very nicely. So that was Eric Rude who was ridden off the play. A good job by the defenseman, Mike Lyons. Minnesota changing defenseman on the fly here. And here's Cone. Got a piece of it, but not much. Gets some help from Woog. Elfring still trying to navigate around a stick laying around at center ice. And it's back into Tiger territory.
2 shots in 16 minutes of play. One of those have been a goal. And that has still given them the 1-goal margin that they're sitting on.
Travis Shane. Shane at center. And is finally picked up by Mike Crowley. Woog off the rail to center ice. It just got away from Abrahamson. You know, you get a tight checking game on this 200 by 100 rink. It's an even more incredible feat.
Is it ever?
Goodmanson inadvertently swats it out at center. Eric Rude to get it again. Scott Swanson. Oh, looking for Brian Swanson, who was held up at the line, and play goes on. Yeah, got to stick up high there, just enough to knock him off of his wheels. Bodker drives it in from center ice. And DeBus leaves it to Crowley. Sometimes we'll have bad hockey that's a little... And it's been that way for over 20 minutes. Jason Godbout's wrist shot. Tipped maybe on the way to the net, and Lambert steers it away. Blocked by Godbout. Sends it to the corner for Woog. Woog's entering pass. That's broken up by Elfring. Gets some help now from Hankinson. Hankinson gets a stick up high from Elfring. Gophers get the puck. Godbout again shooting. Off a skate. LaFleur to pick it up. Man, this pressure is incredible. LaFleur finally checked off the puck. Gets some help from Godbout. He keeps it alive. Now Hankinson is tied up by Elfring again. And it's loose to Mike Anderson. To Godbout, then back into the corner again where Anderson was upended. Hankinson shooting. Lambert to save. And the puck finally flipped all the way down the rink, rolling it.
Yeah, just a little over 5 minutes to go in the third period right now, and each player knows that, hey, I may get one shift, I got to make the most of it.
Woog tied up by Rude. Bihar has it. He takes a bump from Austin. And Elfring gets a piece of the puck. Hankinson after it. And from the scrap, Hankinson shooting. That was blocked in front of the net. And picked up by Elfring. A takeaway by Bihar, who rolls it in front. Up the middle, no go. And LaFleur keeps it in the zone, but it's taken away by Bodker. The Tigers stay onside. And Swanson is tackled in open field, but no penalty call. Now here comes Rasmussen with Bihar to the line, trying to get around Rude.
And sometimes that's all you can say, and if you made a mistake.
After an emotional admission of wrongdoing, Coach Doug Woog of the Gophers steps aside to serve a 1-week suspension. Capable associate head coach Mike Gensel will again lead the Gophers this weekend in an emotional battle.
First tough season opening schedule continues. Week number 2 of the WCHA at the deck in Duluth. Tonight they take on the Bulldogs from UMD, and the action comes to you live
at the deck. Shores of Lake Superior Bay. Go Rybar played it back to the line. Gillen with a shot, a rebound. Both of them stopped by DeBus. And look how coolly he reached out and pulled that rebound back into him as Tippers flare to the right of the goal.
And there's some good checks going along. The guys are kind of talking and pushing right now. They don't want to get into a fight.
We're sure we'll get one assist. We'll spot the other one for you in a minute. As a centering pass by Woog. Oh, they got through everybody in the back out at center. Lions from center ice shooting it in, and he was locked up with Petrov for a while. Hit thrown by Woog in the corner. Godbout with the interception. Brent Godbout to the line. There's a shot by Lyons, and that's rejected. Hit Petrov, and it hopped right back out at center. Brent Godbout across to Danny Woog. Clearing a tip, hit Curtis Roy. Now they do it again. Heimer gets the only assist on that goal for goal. And his pass is deflected in the zone by Mike Anderson. There's by Nicklin, and he nearly gave it away to Rasmussen. Now we're in a stage of the game here where both teams are just throwing the puck away. Peluso in the corner. Rolls it up the middle to Morozic. He sends it off his skate. It's a goal!
Watch right here. You can see the shot coming this way in the back end. Not a lot of time right here to maneuver at all. But the puck, oh, I see what happened there. Went off of the goaltender, but it was Hackstead who's going to get, I think, credit for the goal because he was the last guy to touch it before it finally hit the skate of Steve DeBus and goes to net. It is a game of inches. And so that will tie the game at one apiece, and all important.
It's a horse apiece here now at Duluth, and the draw to the Bulldogs. Lidster flipping it in. Godbout getting a piece of it, but not enough to control. And a big save made by DeBus once more, this time on Jeff Sissons, a freshman. Couple of hits in the corner. Sissons is knocked down. Rybar back for the puck. He's tied up by Jason Godbout. And here's Dan Woog from Minnesota. Up off the far rail, and Laird Lidster really laid into Brent Godbout. Jason Garrotti back in his own end, being pressured by Corey Miller. Garrotti playing it back around again. Woog lines up his man, checks Lidster off the puck. Rybar is bumped by Brent Godbout. Garrotti trying to get it out. And gets a little bit of help on the play from Anderson. Bus tried to play it, nearly gave it away. Jeff Sissons in after it. Rybar centers it. Gilling can't get the shot off. He was tied up very nicely by Jason Godbout. 4 minutes to go in the period. Here's Anderson. Wrap around. No. The Bus makes the save. And it's fired out of the zone by Brent Godbout with the coach of the Dogs, Mike. Dukowski getting his second goal of the year from Fedorenko and Beekman, just to fill you in on the details here. And Fedorenko his third. Beekman and Woog. Tom Goddard, the linesman, drops the puck, and the face-off controlled by Duluth. Joel got it in deep. Petrov centered it, but he was covered by Crowley. Now Cohn after it. He'll battle. We'll look at the time left in the power play. Peluso. Long shot turned away by DeBus. Cohn after it. Can he get it out? No, it hit Woog. Petrov is checked. And an elbowing penalty. Is Mrozic going to go?
Yes, he is. He's going to go for elbowing the far side against Danny Woog along the boards. And that's a costly penalty because they were in a good position there to control that puck. But plenty of time left. And we've got to make it a 3-goal deficit.
Seems like the big mistakes that are killing them. But not the small ones.
There's a lot of giveaways in their own zone. That's where you really have to control the puck. And that's an experience.
Peluso centering pass intercepted by Dan Woog. Now out at center ice, brought in by Brent Godbout, looking for Corey Miller in front, but it was deflected by Lidster. And Woog with a turnaround effort, knocked down in front, and brought up by Bert Gilling. To Peluso, on shot, glove catch by Steve DeBus. And around now for Brent Godbout, who throws it high in the air, and folks in Duluth will recognize the face in a hurry. Joe Rybar. Pulling Anderson. Anderson trying to get in around Godbout. Godbout gives him a sit down, and he's going to go on a holding penalty. Maybe they're being saw to the left of Steve DeBus. 92 seconds left on the Duluth power play. They're ahead 5-2. Back to the line, Mrozic over to goal, and shot right out. DeBus, big rebound, and Petrov was cut off by Mike Lyons. Anderson trying to get it out, finally bats it out with a glove hand.
Good second effort on the part of Mike Anderson. He couldn't get the stick free, but he got his hand free to move the puck.
Dogs run right into a couple of checks. Finally, Lyons gets a piece of the puck, whacks at it again. Having a little tough time controlling, the boys are. And from center, Lyons shoots it all the way down. Under a minute to go.
Minnesota, 32-13.
Tigers expected and didn't get. Northern Michigan picked to finish 9th in the league. Wisconsin and Denver are tied. North Dakota is at Michigan Tech with a 2-goal lead. And St. Cloud in non-conference play up on St. Lawrence 4-0 the National Hockey Center. Here it's Minnesota Duluth 6 and Minnesota 2. It's tied at 1-1 at the end of one. And everything it seems the Dogs are shooting in this period is going in. A hit thrown on Fedorenko by LaFleur. I think that's Colin Anderson who skates by our camera. And Godbout. Sounds like we're at a European soccer match with all the singing from center ice. Puck floated high and then out of play by Sean Pogre.
Able to put it in behind the goaltender, Grant Nicklin, who's done a pretty good job. Has not been tested a great deal here in period number 2.
Fedorenko shooting it in, the bus shooting it around. Checo takes a bump from Fedorenko, but he got the puck to Corey Miller out at center. 3 Minnesota players hit the line. One loose in front. Pass! And no pass to Crowley. He fired high. Boy, did he slip in there unnoticed. And Duluth brings it to center ice. Pass intended for Fedorenko, but he was all knotted up by Crowley. And less than 4 minutes to go in the second period. Here's Mike Crowley now. 2-on-3, elects to dump it in. Kraft in a moment. As the Gophers bring it in. Here's a shot by Corey Miller. And it's right on, and Nicklin makes the save. Grant Nicklin, players, comes out of the penalty box. Conducts kind of look like the clowns coming out of the Volkswagen.
Well, Minnesota with a good chance there as Woog had the puck on the far side, made a nice little pass back to Corey Miller, who got the shot away, but right on the netminder.
Right from the draw, Woog right in on goal, and Nicklin makes a big save there. And if I said Danny Woog, I really meant Nick Checo with that nice rush to the net. He's starting to sell patents on that rush, I think. And Crowley goes back for the rolling puck in his own end. Minnesota all bottled up in their own end. Girardi after it. Crowley gets a piece. Malone in front of the bus with a big play to knock it away from Sissons. Rygar behind the net, watched by Crowley. All of this pressure started again with an errant Minnesota pass. Here's Woog trying to get it out. Won't go. Girardi. Long shot and a save by DeBus, and it's off the glass by Checo, and finally all the way. Looking at some of the Duluth players, Tom, trying to think in terms of star of the game. They've got a bunch of them.
Yeah, they have.
Long shot by Lyons. That's deflected, and Cohn hustles over, but can't keep it in. Beekman, I don't know that he's gotten a point. Maybe an assist here at the most, but he's looked pretty good too. Woog's shot is blocked away by Nicklin. Reaching for it, Petrov can't control. Corey Miller takes it away, whips it to the point for Lyons. Back in for Miller, but the pass was high. Hendricks into Miller, and hit the base of the net. Petrov's pass, nearly intercepted by Peluso, or rather nearly intercepted by Lyons, and a hand pass called. We'll have a whistle.
You know, how about the freshman? Well, I can't really tell at this point, and he's right, because it is early in the season. They played up at Alaska last weekend. They played Army, so perhaps that wasn't a real good test for him, but this has been a good test, and so far they have.
Oh, my, did LaFleur get all of that one? And he blasts one home. And
been screened a little bit. Nicklin was looking, but did not pick up on it, and LaFleur, who has really developed his shot in the last year or so, puts it in to put the Gophers a little bit closer.
Tom scored his first career goal last year, and then followed it up with 5 more. He finished with 6. This is his 7th career goal. And the assists go to Crowley and Woog. So it's a 7-4 game and still a minute of 4-on-4 hockey here. And I don't know if this really says much. Well, of course, this was from a faceoff, but the Kraft goal was a 4-on-4 goal. And the first Kraft goal was a power play goal. And there's a break for Rasmussen. Henderson. Nicklin makes the save on his backhand. All I'm thinking about is that
You've got to be, defenseman especially, really got to be cognizant of where you are on the ice when that penalty expires.
Yeah, but the reason I don't like about it is it takes some of the effect of a penalty away. And I'm all for penalties. Well, I mean, if
you size your own,
well, I understand that.
Yeah, it just opens up the game, and I think the size of the players today lends itself to opening up a little bit more too, and just makes it a little more exciting.
All right, puck out of the rink. We'll take
a notepad. Carrying a notepad, and he says in all the years he played here, whenever I saw him, he never had a notepad one time, even though he was a student here. All of a sudden, he's a volunteer coach, and he's carrying a notepad. I don't know if he had a pen or a pencil. Just get a pad.
Dole at center ice. Well, I'll tell you, we talked about a couple of surprising scorers around the league. Folks are going to pay attention to Duluth now when they see this score. The team has played well. They've played particularly well defensively as we're in the last half minute of the period and the game. Rybar in the corner, muscled hard by Woog. Rybar centers it. Godbout got a piece, not enough to clear it. And a diving play by Sissons kept that play alive at least for a moment for the Dogs. Under 10 seconds now, but a whistle back to Dodd. Duluth, Minnesota, game 2.
Early on in the first period.
Sean Pogreba out at center ice is checked by Bill Cohn and then flips it into the Minnesota end. Mike Crowley, first man of the puck, and he takes a penetrating hit. A real solid jolt. I want to make sure I identify the Duluth player properly. It was Jason Hackstead who hit him, and hit him soundly. Shooting it in. Mike Peluso set it on for the Bulldogs. In a scoreless first period, Duluth with the breakout. They got Peluso just out of the box, moving in. Shot high. And it's cleared by Code. DeBus might have gotten a piece of it. And they jam up on the far rail right in front of the Minnesota bench, and it's feisty once again as Mrozik with a couple of left jabs there after the whistle into Checo.
Frank, nice play by the Dogs coming out of their own zone. Remember this year in college hockey, you can step out of the penalty box and take the puck. Peluso does that. Watch how he goes.
Well, we got a hot one tonight.
Yes, we have. It's a good thing that the clocks go back tonight because I think we're going to be here for a long time. We're going to need that extra hour. Other penalties? No penalties.
All right, so we'll... And now they finally get a Dog player in there. It was Sean Pogreba. Lions slipping it in. Jason Durrani behind the net. Avoids the hit, got rid of it. Oh, a big hit by Corey Miller. He hit Roy, and Roy came up swinging, and then Miller puts him down again. Hackstead gets it to center ice. Wood gets a piece of it. Turns it over to Abrahamson. He dumps it in the zone. Brett Godbout going in after the puck. That's a pretty aggressive Minnesota forecheck we're seeing from every line that's out there. And now it bounces through Mike Lyons to pick it up. Intercepted by Godbout. He shoots it in, and it's flipped right back out by Garrotti. Gophers control at their own line. Corey Miller now at center. Dumps it in, and Nick chances.
Frank, the big difference in this game for the Gophers tonight is they're skating so much better. They're throwing 2 men in that forecheck, and they're getting opportunities as a result of it.
2 Minnesota players throw checks at their own blue line and shut down the Dogs.
Shots on net right now by the Gophers 6, and by the Dogs just 1.
And they've played a minute and 45 of power play hockey and still don't have a shot on it. Now Petrov trying to break in. Runs into Crowley. Crowley plays the man into the corner. Shoves him off the puck, but Peluso comes away with it. I think Crowley thought he had a teammate behind him. Litzner shooting as the penalty expires. Rebound, both of them stopped by DeBus. He's lost sight of the puck, but it's grabbed by Hendrickson, who gets it ahead to Hankinson. And now back to Hendrickson, onside at the line, and it just rolled up his stick. Woog behind the net, tried to throw a check into Gilly as Hankinson shoots it wide by a couple of feet. Coming in to keep it alive was Godbout, and then a shot from the far boards comes all the way through. Dogs clear it all the way down. Might be an icing. LaFleur has to chase this one in a hurry. First having trouble in their own end. Woog is his replacement, their Kraft replacement. The puck is right in the middle, right in front of the net. That could be dangerous too. The Bus will want to get rid of that in a hurry. Hankinson shooting it in. And the Bus now plays the helmet towards the bench, but it hasn't made it all the way over there yet. Crowley. And Duluth with a line change on the go. Pass to Brent Godbout. Failed to work, but Corey Miller right there to pick it up. Miller chased outside, tied up by Hackstead. Brent Godbout takes a hit on the far side. There's Corey Miller. Miller tries to wrap around. Oh, and a great pass. And the shot by Woog went wide. I didn't think they were going to get anywhere with that one, but Woog was able to get the shot off. Hackstead digs it off the rail, but can't get away with it. Woog gets a piece. He's put down by Roy. The puck is underneath Woog. The whistle goes in a hurry. 8 minutes to go. Nothing to score. Time for a little trivia power play. The penalty is over. Hankinson is back on. Under 5 minutes to go in a scoreless first period. An interception by Mike Anderson. Sissons gets it high, and it will roll and dribble into the Minnesota end, and Abrahamson back to get it. His errant pass will go back in Duluth territory, wide of the crease, and an icing call against Minnesota. 0-0 the score on MSC, your Emmy award-winning college hockey station. Woog to Hankinson. He's got 2 men breaking through the net. One of them probably goes behind the net, but it's wrapped away by Gilling. Big hit thrown by Rasmussen. Bukowski's throwing it around, intercepted by Hankinson. Crowley to pick it up again. 22 seconds left in the period. Hankinson to Crowley. He pulls up. He sends it to the side for Rasmussen. Little give and go to Hankinson. Now Cohn with a high shot. Oh, nice right hit by Whitman again. And he holds on. Building up. Tom Goddard, the linesman, or the assistant referee, beg your pardon. Woog at the dot, so is Sissons. Draw won by the Gophers. Back at the point. Here's LaFleur. Shot right on, and Nicklin makes the save. The dot with Sissons. 5.4 left on the clock. Woog wins the draw. It's tipped to Crowley. He sidesteps Anderson, moves in deep, puts it in the crease, and Nicklin backs it away. A fraction of a second before the horn goes to end. An assist. That's his 3rd assist. And the 2nd assist on the play going to Wyatt Smith. 3:28. That means Minnesota has scored twice in the span of 1 minute and 39 seconds. If I said twice, I meant 3 times.
Genzel, associate coach, filling in for the head coach Doug Woog, who has been suspended for this 2nd game of his 2-game suspension, who will be back next weekend in Wisconsin, doing a good job. He wasn't happy, as you mentioned, Frank, earlier with the play of his team, the overall play, and he said it'll be different tonight.
Brent Godbout had full gallop going after that puck. Now here's Gilling, smacked down to the ice by Woog. And Hackstead brings it in. And a near tip-in by Pogreba just failed. Big collision as Gilling knocked Woog down, then cross-checked him down, and we have 3 officials on the ice, and none of them saw that. Well,
I think they did. I think they did see it, and they didn't call it.
They have to blow the hole. And there is the puck in the crease, and it's covered up by DeBus.
Last night, playing physical paid off for the watch along the boards here. Now as they get up, all of a sudden, there's the 2nd shot. And Gilling, who is big and strong, and now I think at the same time the Woog was trying to make it look good, trying to draw the attention of the official. But you can't tell me that the 3 officials don't see. One of them doesn't see that.
I would have a hard time believing that.
Remember, he had time to move in there, but that's playing a little bit cautious, a little bit conservative, which is okay. He's got to learn the speed of the game and what he can and cannot do. But they're playing the part of the Gophers.
Short-handed, 3 men head to the net. Well, you got a 3-goal lead. Go ahead.
How quickly it can change, Frank. You've seen that before.
Out at center ice, Brad Fedorenko, one of 3 seniors in the lineup for Duluth. And Rybar pushes it to Fedorenko in the corner. Crowley wraps it to the line, not out. Gets some help from LaFleur, and he fired it into the Duluth bench.
By Minnesota, 19 by the Dogs, 23.
The Gophers flip it right back down.
You saw Cohn stand up, and he could do that because the wings were coming back. That allows the defense to move up a little bit more, intercepts the pass, just shoots it down the ice.
Laird Lidster up to center ice, and the pass tipped by Smith. Fedorenko gets a piece of it. Cohn swats it around. Wah has it. Cohn smacked him a good one. Cohn lost his sticks, tried to wrap Wah down. Smacks Bois into the boards again. Oh, if Cole doesn't have a stick, he's going to have to play the body, but he's going to get a penalty here at least for holding. His helmet has come loose. He can't join the play. Now Minnesota gets the puck. And the holding call on Cole.
You know, the referee has to make the determination whether it was intentionally kicked in the net. A lot of times you'll lift your foot with the intention of stopping it. It may hit and deflect in. It's the referee's judgment at that point whether it was intentional to be kicked into the net or not.
They've rewritten that rule a little.
I've seen your costume.
Now it's over to the far side. Petrov in the corner. And a near steal. It is stolen away by Brent Godbout. Petrov all over him. Godbout battling. Corey Miller ties up. The puck is still free. Cohn just whips it across the slot. Snell can't get it out. Big hit thrown by Woog. Woog must have 2 or 3 hits tonight. Solid ones, too. Petrov getting it in and Crowley over for the puck. While watching him. Godbout. Out of Woog. Cross rink, but too far for Corey Miller. Icing against Minnesota.
This is where the Dogs need to capitalize. They get the power play opportunities. They've got to get the shots on net.
Feed to Fedorenko, breaking in past Myers, and a shot tipped wide. Lions recovered just in time to foil that shot. Fedorenko throws it off the heel of his stick and is taken away by Checo. Can he pull away? Trying to get around Doe. Has his skate taken out from under him, and play goes on. Well, I thought he got more skate than puck, but play goes on. 1:06 to go, and the penalty to Mrozik. Woog in deep. He's got 2 men behind him. Hendrickson lines it up. Oh! Short-handed goal by Hendrickson. Sometimes have to make your own breaks in the hustle to get to that loose puck. Short-handed by Woog. Turns into a goal. Oh, wait a minute. If I read his lips, he said, "You're waving it off." Can't believe that that's going to happen.
No, it's not. Watch right here. There's a long pass coming out of the zone. Woog is able to get to the puck first. He takes a look. Notice how he turned his head. Both guys going back. That left Hendrickson all by himself. No one was able to key on him in time. He got, I think, used the defenseman as a little bit of a screen, but he went top shelf right here. Up and over top, and a shorthanded goal has given the Gophers.
Hendrickson gets his first. I believe Checo will also get an assist there, and here's a look at Hendrickson.
Yeah,
he has, in the now 4 regular season games, has been the consistent hardest worker in the lineup.
I think you're absolutely right. And the one thing with Woog and Hendrickson both, they work so hard, and they have a lot of experience at the college level. And when he got the puck, when Checo got the puck, he just looked far away. And there was Woog coming down there, and he was able to pick up on him, and then Woog made a nice play back to Hendrickson.
Well, somehow they don't give Dan Woog an assist on that one, but they will someday. Dan Woog in for Minnesota. Ken Dukowski for Duluth. And Mike Peluso for the Dogs gets it out to center ice. Wrapped away by Crowley. Here's Woog. Flipping it in. And Lidster. Bumped by Kraft. Peluso gets the puck. Sidestepped Woog. Lost the puck. Kraft has it. 4-on-4 hockey. There weren't too many passing options there. And now Peluso in the corner turns to pick it up. Woog blasts him and shuts that rush down. He's been throwing his weight around now.
Yeah, the one thing about Danny Woog, anytime he gets near somebody, they've got the puck or even close to the puck, they know they're going to get hit by him. And it isn't so much a question of him knocking them down as him just stopping them from proceeding any further.
At 5'9", 177, he's not throwing a lot of weight around, but he is throwing a lot of muscle around. He's strong. Hankinson bringing it in. He's got Smith in the front here. Smith going for the tip-in. But it went off his stick into the corner. Brent Godbout, the older of the 2 Godbout boys, back in his own end.
Frank, see that play right there? The one thing he was being checked, but he held on to the puck. Last night, they would have thrown the puck away. Tonight, they're a little bit different. They're hanging on to it, making sure they have control so they can bring it out of the zone.
LaFleur bringing it in. Shooting it high. And it went over top of the net. I think it was Brent Godbout's shot. Pogreba gets it out of the zone in the midst of a Minnesota change, and Cohn takes his time to get some room. Moves it ahead, then dumps it down. Snell after it. little miscommunication between he and the goaltender. Cone keeps it in, and Minnesota pretty much in control here, at least in this segment of the third period. They also have the control of the scoreboard, 4-2. Corey Miller and Pogreba locked up. And Rasmussen just wanted to bide some time till somebody got to the front of the net that he could hit with a pass. Goal at center. Long shot. Sizzler and DeBus. Way out in the midst of the crowd. Zakowski is the one taking a pounding from behind.
Yeah, but look at DeBus. He's taking the pounding. He's underneath all of that. Good shot by Dole coming in just over the...
Lusso throws it away at his own end. Jeff Sissons to center. Met by Kraft. Gets the puck in the zone. Crowley picks it up. Drives it around on the rail. It's knocked down by a Minnesota player. And then Wolf inadvertently puts it across the front of his own net. And a powerful drive to get it all the way out by Bill Cone. Cone, Crowley, Rasmussen, Kraft on the ice right now for Minnesota. 2:34 left. There's the time. Score. Woog and Peluso, and Woog wins the draw. Back to LaFleur at the line. His shot blocked. He gets it. Keeps it in the zone. A couple of good plays there in a hurry by LaFleur. And now he'll have to shut down Rybar, and he does. Checo turning quickly to get some room. Flips it to center.
Good play there by Checo. Instead of taking the puck deep in his own zone, made the turn right away, but right back out of the dangerous area.
Brozic knocked down to the ice, I think, by the stick of Checo. And here's Peluso. Bois drives it into the Minnesota end, coming up on 2 minutes left. Checo waits for it. Off the rail. He got it ahead to Woog. Woog just avoided a big hit by Gilling, who came a long way to try to get him. Bois back to center. And the Dogs have called.
Coach Doug Woog about...
We're 5-on-5 now in the opening 3 minutes of play, and Woog with a shot and a goal. The power play had expired, but Danny Woog, I think, came up with an interception in the slot and rifled the low hummer. Minnesota has a 1-0 lead.
That goal is so big because it's the first goal of the game. It's early in the first period. Danny Woog is not going to get a lot of goals for you, but he gets a key goal right here. You never make a pass down the middle like that. If you do, there's a chance of interception. You see Woog there, just picks it up. He's on the fly. He's moving into the play, so he's got the momentum also. He just intercepts the pass, wants him for the far corner, nice and low on that stick side too. And Dominic not able to get to the puck. He scores an unassisted goal early in the first.
First of the season for Danny Woog and the 17th of his career in his senior year. And Minnesota with an important early goal with a 1-0 lead. There's Clymer in his own end, but he was in trouble. Gets some help from Woog now as he was wrapped up a little bit with one of the 3 freshman forwards out for Wisconsin right now. T.R. Morrow wearing number 10. It's an all-freshman line. Dustin Kirk is the other winger. And the center iceman, this man bringing it in, Steve Reinprecht. Long outlet feed, but a little bit too far as it was launched from the Minnesota end by Rico Pagel. Clymer takes a big hit, knocks him off his skates. They jam up in the corner. Mark Smith with the big hits in the Minnesota end. Mike Anderson, the outlet pass, and Pagel seeing his first collegiate shift coming towards you. One of the last guys you want to see is Bill Cole.
That's exactly right. Unless he's on your team, and sometimes that's a problem too.
Cole is 6 feet even and 191 pounds. He's not a giant, but he's rock solid with his hits. Pagel with a little move to try to slip in close, but couldn't do it. Pagel is out with Woog and Nate Miller. And back to get it, Matt Peterson. He lost his footing. Pagel after a loose puck. Taking some time. He's knocked down by Peterson. The Badgers skate it to center. And from center ice, it is dumped in by T.R. Morrow. Gophers regain control, and Pagel leaves it for Nate Miller. Miller jammed up on the far side by Engelhardt, actually along the near boards. And it goes deep in the zone to Tim Rothering. Mark Johnson, who is now an assistant coach with the Badgers. 5-on-5 hockey, 6:30 to go. in the first period. 1-1 the score. A little forecheck pressure by Pagel. Gets the puck to Woog, back to Pagel, and now Nate Miller racing after it, but Dobbins-Beck played it away. Sabo behind his own net. Woog with some forecheck pressure again. Nearly cost the Badgers a turnover. It's dumped in. I think we're going to have a delayed offside, and we do, plus much more after this.
To play, the score is tied, 1 apiece between the Badgers and the Gophers from Wisconsin, and or the Gophers, I should say, from Minnesota. And with us right now, one of the Minnesota players, Dan Woog, who scored the first goal of this game. I guess, first of all, a little bit about the goal. We've said so many times before that you don't want to make those clearing attempts out of your own zone across center ice area. You can get burned. You were able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, I saw him open up his legs, stop moving, so he knew he was going to make the pass, and they like to go cross ice. I know Wisconsin does, and I needed to step up, and fortunately I picked it off and just shot it. Didn't even actually hear it go in, but heard a lot of all my teammates yelling for it.
Danny, you're one of the seniors on this squad this year. A lot of memories, go back to different arenas. When you come to arenas like this may be the last time you're going to play a weekend in Wisconsin. A lot of things go back through your memories and things that you've learned over the years.
You know, it's always going to be exciting here. You know, it's rowdy. The glass bangs every time you hit somebody. I know it's always rowdy, and that's why I'm wanting to come this time. You know, last trip, but you know, the fans are great if you're in red, and if they're not, you know, it'd be great to play here, but I'm glad I'm where I'm at.
The first period, very quickly, did it go the way you expected it to go?
A little bit. I think we need to pick up our intensity a little more, keep finishing checks and back checking hard. We'll be all right. I think we just need to keep our feet moving.
Okay. Dan Woog, thanks for being with us. He scores the first goal of this game. We're tied at 1 after 1 period of play. We'll have more coming up.
Steve DeBus, Steve Reinprecht in there for Wisconsin, and the Gophers win the draw, maintain control. LaFleur played it ahead. That was broken up by Tim Krug. LaFleur back in a race for this puck now. T.R. Morrow, the drop pass to Reinprecht, and it's gloved out of there by Dan Woog to center ice for Pagel. Taken away again by Morrow, and Woog went sprawling as he either tried to throw or avoid a check. Here's Woog from center ice flipping it in.
You watch the Badgers right now. They're really trying to play that center ice zone. They're trying to take the body as much as they can to slow down the Gophers, and it's working for them right now. They're forcing the Gophers to shoot it in, and then the Badgers are getting possession. First stoppage of play.
And an errant dump in. Now Woog looks like, Dan Woog that is, looking like he's ready for this face-off against Steve Reinprecht, a freshman from Edmonton. The 3 freshmen in this line, Dustin Cook, Steve Reinprecht, T.R. Morrow, all would be, 19-year-old freshmen. Each with an extra year they played at the junior level somewhere or another. T.R. Morrow, native of Rockford, Illinois, which is not too awfully far from here, maybe a couple hours south of Madison, but played his prep hockey at Deerfield Academy. From center ice, Rico Pagel. Block, Woog shoots, that hits traffic. And back to pick it up for Wisconsin is Cook. He can't get it out of the zone. Sabo got a pass off and is redirected by Mark Smith out of the zone. And now Dobbins back to get it. This is turning out to be not a very pretty period of hockey either. Errant pass turns into an icing. Under 6 minutes here in the second period, and Cook met on the far side of the near boards by Nate Miller. A quick centering pass, Crowley. Then his centering pass was intercepted by Krug and flipped out of the zone. Brought in by Cook. Dustin Cook waits and centers it, and Krug was covered by Pagel. And they jam up in the far corner. T.R. Morrow to go get it. There's a look at shots in the period. Nope, total shots, I beg your pardon. That means the Gophers have taken 7 and Wisconsin 5. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. First of 2 between the goal and the other door. Not going to get it past Checo. He shoots one just to the side of the net. Woog pops it behind the net. Here's Hendrickson to pick it up again. And he was covered by Gruden, but here's Checo centering it. And that was deflected. Back to the line, Clymer. They go across to Crowley. Screen. And that was knocked down in front. As bodies fly behind the net, Woog gets it to the line. Clymer slaps for the corner. Deflected in the loose puck. Never reached the net now to center ice. Clymer directing some traffic as Steve Sabo, the defenseman, brings it ahead. Then Crowley. 2 goal scorers way back in the first period. LaFleur's shot deflects right back to him nearly. And it's back to Jason Godbout in the Minnesota end. Godbout back behind the net, and he'll set it up. Woog. And just threw it up the rink. And now back to LaFleur. Gets it over to Godbout. And broken up at the line. Maybe the defense is so good in this game. That's why we're not getting the passes through. Badgers dump it in. And here's Hendrickson to pick up the puck. Godbout at center ice. Trying to slip his way through E.J. Bradley. Nearly did. Badgers come back the other way. Enrico still up, and they're standing up here.
Yeah, that penalty kill really brought the fans back into this hockey game. They're pretty quiet there for a while, but Badgers doing a nice job of filling up. And Minnesota with some chances, but couldn't get it into the center area to get the good shots away.
Quick outlet pass, and they break in a hurry. Enrico tied up by LaFleur. Hendrickson got a piece of it. Nice relay from Woog to Checo. It's out of the zone and then shot back in. Gophers will have to regroup. We've passed now the halfway point of the third. Hendrickson. And he flips it in deep. Puck turned over. The Badgers bring it back. LaFleur with a penetrating hit. And it forces the offside. Boy, did he let Enrico have it. And now we've got Woog taking the high stick from Engelhardt in front of the net. And we're going to have a couple of penalties coming up out of this one as Robin Anderson.
Now with the puck now, watch LaFleur. Stops right there, but see where the wing is? He's behind the defenseman, so that allows the defenseman to stay up. And then the play continues right here. It's going to be Bradley who gets a penalty. I think the Woog will there also.
Indeed.
And he will go also in the box.
Number 19, E.J. Bradley.
So to be in, Checo in after the puck. Swats at it. LaFleur gets a piece of it again. Checo. Badgers fire at the center. And here's Bradley. And a nice save made by Crowley. Crowley to LaFleur. 7 minutes to go in regulation. A 1-goal game with Wisconsin ahead. Truck can't get it out. Checo sends it in deep. Anderson. Crowley. LaFleur. Shot deflected wide, and Krug gets the rebound. And now Bradley again. Throws it high in the air, end over end. It comes down in front of Steve DeBus. And
mistakes, and they're getting some chances on the net because of it.
Coming up on 3 minutes left in regulation. LaFleur coming in, pinching in to save that loose puck. Woog centered it. Intended for Rasmussen, I think it was Woog. And now a real race for the puck. And LaFleur did a nice job of running some interference, preventing Siren from getting to it. Now Minnesota having trouble controlling in their own end. The forecheck pressure applied by Brad Engelhardt, number 9. Single-handedly has 2 Minnesota players knotted up. Now Godbout. Left wing pass deflected. It stays onside. Berg has it. And they roll it down low to Rasmussen. He fanned on a pass. Gruden reaching for it. Rasmussen centers it. In the slot. A shot turned away by Dobbins-Beck. And the puck knocked out of midair. Shifts back to Mariucci Arena. The Golden Gophers at home against the number 4 team in the country, the undefeated Fighting Sioux from the University of North Dakota. Panzer to the Minnesota line. Big hit, and he's flattened by Cone. Brent Godbout trying to get it free, and there's Dan Woog to pick it up. Woog sidesteps the forecheck pressure of Jake Panzer, and now Mike Crowley to center ice, but the pass was behind Brent Godbout, and flipped in from center ice by Jeff Ulmer. Real nice tempo here. Have we had a whistle? I don't think we have. We've gone like 3 minutes now without a stoppage. An interception by Woog. Moves it and fires. A bullet. And a nice kick save by Kavalivad.
As hard a shot as you'll see out Dan Woog. Oh, Abrahamson. Now Carly's shooting. Rebound. And shot was blocked in front. A block on the far side by Lyons. He takes a big hit. Lyons trying to dumps it in the Minnesota end. 5.5 minutes and no whistle. Crowley lobs it high in the air to get it out, and then he was really given a hard check. But here's some cramp. That catch got stopped by Cavalli.
Won by the Fighting Sioux, but a very strong start, as we mentioned before. Ryan Kraft with an excellent opportunity.
Clymer, high shot turned away and batted down in the slot, and then over to the near boards. Clymer playing it in deep. They work it to Woog once more. He's had the best scoring chance for either team right now. And it rolls loose behind the net. Dane Litke sidesteps the forecheck pressure of Brent Godbout. The captain of North Dakota will set it up again. 6 minutes exactly played in period 1. No score. Litke's pass too far for everybody. And an icing call against North. And from the face-off, a chase in the corner. Dane Litke. One of 4 seniors in the lineup. This is not, as you mentioned earlier, Tom, this is not an old team. There's only 4 seniors in the lineup. One of them, Kovalevog, the goaltender. Jason Godbout with a pass that's deflected. And now it's brought in far side by Nate Miller. He centers it. And Kovalevog gets a piece of it. Keeps play alive. And waiting for the loose puck is Brad Defoe. And it's shot back into the Minnesota end. 11 minutes to go, regulation time. They waved off the icing here. Godbout to Abrahamson. They go cross rink, but it's a little too far for Berg, and he had his stick. Look at Murphy back to get it. Curtis Murphy to center ice. It's off a skate. Comes loose to Bill Cohn. He throws it down. Could be icing. It is. And as Vig goes after the puck, the whistle home record here over their last 30 games, having lost only 3. 25 victories. Still scoreless here. Oh, looks like Wood's going to get the first penalty for interference. Brandon Rutherford calling it in a hurry. And a power play. Special teams, which have not been a factor, will now come into play.
Well, that's where you want to capitalize as you look at Dan Woog, this senior member of this Gopher squad, heads of the penalty box. Face-off will be back in the Minnesota zone. Interference is
All target, Best Buy, Musicland, and Gold Country locations at the RUT Arena. If you get my name in the company grab bag, Tom, that's what I want.
Well, if I get a free one, I'll give it to you.
Thank you very much. Quick centering pass by Blake off a skate, and a race for the loose puck by Reg Berg. Still 40 seconds on the North Dakota power play, and it's shot all the way down the rink. Curtis Murphy from behind his own net. Hoogstein to Blake. Blake drops it back. Kevin Hoogstein, who gets it to pivot. Nice cut, and the shot right on. The bus makes the stop.
Birthday yesterday.
I hope he didn't celebrate it in traditional fashion to the 21st. At least wait till Sunday night before the traditional birthday party. There's Crowley, or even after tomorrow's game. And out at center ice now for Woog to slide it in deep. Casey Hankinson going in after the puck. Trailing the play, Nate Miller to pick it up. It was loose. Hankinson took a stick up high, spins away from the check, and Jake Panzer's pass hits Nate Miller. He lobs it back in. Minnesota has to touch up. How did that one come in on Kovalevog? Including a couple.
That's for sure. I mean, this is early on in this period. The one thing you have to guard against, all of a sudden you get a 2-goal lead, and the players start to think, well, we've got this one in the bag because it's a low-scoring game, but you know how explosive a team can be also.
Oh, the bus will keep us in this one. Rolling puck at center. Pivots. Now Abrahamson getting some playing time, what with some injuries to the Golden Gophers. Rico Pagel and Greg Berg earlier. Both are healthy again. Pagel played 1 game last weekend, the freshman did. But I think Abrahamson proved himself capable of playing.
He did. Plus, he can play both the forward or the defense position, too. You have a swingman like that, it makes it a lot easier for Coach Woog to get him into the lineup.
Hankinson floating it deep. Litke to shoot it around. Kevin Hoogstein. Vig shooting it in. And both teams making some changes. Clymer goes cross. Boy, there have been some dangerous passes tonight. And Lions in deep, right in front, and Spihar chipped it wide. Spihar trying to throw a check to knock it loose behind the net, but the Fighting Sioux bring it in. Long shot from the blue line by Brad Defoe, and that's wide of the target. From center ice, Mitch Viggs slipping it high in the air. Abrahamson spinning for the puck. It comes loose again, and he'll pick it up and move it up ice. To Spihar, and out at center it comes loose. Woog after it. Vig tries to clear. Woog with the steal. The centering pass is broken up. Abrahamson keeps it alive. Bird takes a hit. And now it's Spihar to shoot it in deep. And a scrap over in the corner for it. Finally frees it. We played a little more than 6 minutes here of the third period on your Emmy Award-winning hockey station. But Hankinson goes cross rink. A break for Anderson! Oh, and a diving play by Kavalivog. He got just enough of it. And Calais gets it out of the zone. We're going to see another crazy goal before this game's over. And Kavalivog behind the net, wraps it around, off the skate to Woog, and now it's centered. Here's the chance in close for Checo. Woog with the block, centers it, just out of the reach of Dan Hendrickson. Back at center ice, Jay Panzer. That rush broken up by Lions. Now with 10 minutes to go, North Dakota might start trying to press here a little bit. They're down by 2. And Minnesota hopes to hand the Fighting Sioux their first loss of the year. Murphy behind his own net. Hendrickson with the interception. And it comes loose again. Jason Ulmer gets it to center ice. Panzer back to Ulmer. He's tripped up at the line. And DeBuck slides it into the corner. Checo and Panzer. And now Lions hands it away. Panzer protecting it. Tries the wraparound. 3-2 Minnesota. The North Dakota goals from Henderson, and in this period Panzer. Minnesota a shorthanded tally from Rasmussen, and other goals from Nate Miller and Wyatt Smith. Hankinson shooting. Had it for a moment. Kavalivog made the save. Williamson, and the play is onside at the line, but Henderson was taken down, was well covered by Casey Hankinson as a back checker. Now Hankinson breaking after this pass. He's got a man in front. It's Spihar. The pass behind him a bit. Rice over to pick it up. And too far for Calais. Trying to get around Lions. Calais right in front. It's Spihar to take it away. Took a look for the pass, then flipped it to center for Hankinson. And North Dakota regroups. Murphy has trouble. He's pressed by Woog. And Woog sends it behind the net for Spihar to dig out, who puts it in front of the net, and Calais takes it away. And North Dakota tries another rush. Pass to Henderson, fails to click and lie. Maybe I'm shrinking in my old age. 15.2 on the clock. To the University of Minnesota. The rivalry gets renewed in Game 2 of this weekend set between the Fighting Sioux of North Dakota and the home milestone night, if you will, for Golden Gopher coach Doug Woog. This is game number 500. 300. Right. That's the save by Steve DeBus. The shot was taken by Joe Blake, not Jason Blake, who are unrelated. Joe Blake to center, and he flips it in. And out of the corner it comes to Bill Cone. He avoids Peter Armbrust, but gets it around to Mike Crowley. Crowley threads a pass ahead to center ice, and it's tipped in over the line and grabbed.
Does not have the speed we saw, or the pace we saw in the first period last night.
No flow. Brad Williamson back behind his own net. Sophomore and USHL All-Star. First penalties are over, so Litke steps on, and so does Abrahamson. And we're 5 skaters aside. Out at center ice, here's Joe Blake again. Playing it in over the line. Williamson, Matt Henderson now in the corner. But a nice job by the Gophers and take it away. It was taken away by Cone. And here's Dave Spihar, freshman from Duluth. Big shoots it around, then took a bump. And Murphy again in the corner. And he sweeps it behind the net. Big lost it. There's Wood centering it. And a chance for Abrahamson goes in the air, but not in the net. And Vig once more. Long pass to center, easily picked off by Crowley, has trouble controlling it. And then Cone shoots it in.
Minnesota defense has got to be very careful because North Dakota is taking those wings. They're pulling right in behind the defense. They're trying to get that long pass and get that breakaway.
Around him, shoots one, and it's off the blocker of Kavalivov. Gottbaut, the defenseman, trapped behind the net. He'll have to hurry. Kavalivov hands it away again, this time to Wu. Are they giving points this year for giveaways?
Boy, I was going to say there's the most unusual passing going on here right now. It's from Gottbaut. Must be some colorblind players out here.
Boy, he had it last weekend too. And LaFleur waiting for it, but it was picked off before he could get to it by Curtis Murphy, who gets it to Blake. Blake wheeling it! Couple of penalties, mostly coincidental in this game, and that's about it on the score sheet. Here we've had the whistle blown for penalties 3 times, and each of the 3 times, 1 player from each team has gone off. Shots are even at 8. And now here's Dan Wu from Minnesota in his senior year, played it in, but lost it. Calder. Cone breaks up a rush, or at least partially does. Here comes Calder again. Adam Calder, a sophomore, tied up by a sophomore, Bill Cone. To the line, a long shot. That hits a skate in front of the net. Wu gets it. And now here's Crowley. I don't know what the North Dakota forecheck is, but they've got Minnesota in knots.
Well, the thing is, they're putting the pressure on them, and that's what Dean Glade said they're going to do. We talked about before the game, that was one of the keys. They need to just get in there and skate. Doesn't matter which guys are going in. First guy, second guy, get them in there right away, and they're putting Minnesota into a little bit of a bind.
3 on 2. Oh, nice play by Crowley as he lifted the stick and then Berger right there to relieve pressure. Minnesota Woog centers it, but it's intercepted by Lipke out to center ice. Dave Hookstein brings it in, and his backhand skips just wide of the net. There are players there. Al Shaver does the narration, and the video is available at Target, Best Buy, Musicland, and Gold Country locations, also at Mariucci Arena. And Tyler Rice, there's only a slight mismatch in size there, but hey, it's not a jump ball, it's a face-off. Doesn't matter how tall you are in the face-off. Clymer. Hankinson. Wrist shot. Save. Rebound. Tipped away. Clymer thought he had half a net to shoot at. Suddenly it wasn't there. Hankinson putting some pressure on as the Fighting Sioux shoot it to center. Rice with the puck. Minnesota with 17 shots on goal in this period. And they lead 2-0. Henderson goes after it, kicks it in over the line, then ran into Lyons, who sits him down. Clymer over to Nate Miller. And a misfire. And gets his own rebound. Wraparound try. No, he was tripped up. There'll be a penalty on North Dakota. And Matt Henderson turns around, doesn't quite get Jesse Bull, who breaks up ice. Bull drops it to Ulmer. Ulmer to Bull, and it goes all the way through. And Anderson fires it out at center. 11.5 to go, period 2. Curtis Murphy, shallow angle, shot it behind the net. Rice playing it around again. It hops loose. A backhand try. Nope, won't go. I don't know if it made it to the bus or not. 2-on-1 Minnesota the other way. Woog with Hankinson. They're onside. Hankinson looking for the hat trick. It just went wide. What a nice pass from Woog. And it's back out at center to Rice. Rice gets it in for Henderson, and he is spun off the puck hard by Clymer. And a big hit by Woog behind the net as he had Armbrust run right into him. And the Gophers break out 3-on-2 this time. Abrahamson the drop. A quick centering pass to the goal.
together, Frank. It was a 3-on-2. It became a 3-on-3. Abrahamson drops the puck back to Clymer, who's coming up with him, and all of a sudden he goes for the net.
Pass, that one hit Woog. Spihar behind the net. Looking for Hankinson. Instead, Lyons. Arguing he was interfered with, but Rutherford says it stands, and it'll be number 1 of the career for Mike Lyons.
And Danny Wood goes over to get the puck for him right away. He wants him to have that, and so it's Lyons, I think, who's going to get credit for the goal. But watch here, Minnesota putting the pressure on once again, and you've got two offensive players in there. It goes back between the legs. He actually was off balance when he shot that, but he still got enough of it to get the momentum to it. You can see Spihar making the pass open behind the net, taking a look. Not a hard shot, but it's in the net, and that's all that counts. And Minnesota right now enjoying a 4-goal lead once again.
Lyons, his second point of the year, Tom. But boy, here's a guy who's really contributed far more than the 2 points indicate. Lyons, give one to Woog, too.
Yeah, it's going to take some time for him to get used to the game a little bit at this level. And he comes in here, big rink like this, he makes the play, he gets the goal, and that gives him a little more confidence too.
I think he has stepped in as well as any freshman defenseman I've seen.
Yeah, and I would have to give it to Johnson. And he's very aggressive. He's all-state in both hockey and football, so he likes the physical part of the game. But also he's got the capability of moving the puck and making some very smart plays.
Minnesota 6, North Dakota 2. The Golden Gophers are onside as they bring it in. Crowley, nice move. Tried that second move and was brought down. Dan Woog taken down hard on a big check by Brad Williamson. Hankinson's had it go off his skate. Here's Casey again in the corner. Up the middle. Home shot. Blocked. Rebound. And Spihar takes it behind the net. Boy, there have been a lot of big rebounds down there at that end of the ice. And it's loose out at center. Ooh, a shot after the whistle, but it didn't hit the goalie. It hit an ankle out front. Yes, in a moment. It's behind the net. And a long pass to the Minnesota line. Another giveaway. Spihar brings it in. And here's Cone. Cone again at the line. Long pass off the stick of Woog. And is blocked at the line by Hankinson. Centers it to Cone. Shoots and scores! To get his way out of the goal as Bill Cone has made it.
Watch the play here. Hankinson has the puck going into the boards. He puts it back, but look at the bodies. They just take everybody out of the play. That leaves Cohen going against Vicker all by himself. He puts it
3:24, the time of that goal. And the second of the year, Casey Hankinson will pick up his 4th point tonight with an assist. And the first point of the game for Bill Cone. Bounce loose in the zone. Cone's previous goal came in the second game at Wisconsin last Saturday. Calder with a long shot. It's deflected as it came in on DeBus, and he holds it. Rice wins that face-off out at center ice. Litke playing it over to the side. Dan Woog throwing a bump, and Tyler Rice to pick it up again. His pass for Calder doesn't work. Crowley after it. And now Rasmussen gets it. Another whistle.
Oh, it's not Ryan?
Ryan wouldn't do that, would he? He might. Goldie's halfway up now. You watch the play. I'll watch the mascot.
All right.
I'll watch the rodent. Broken up at the line and deflected into the corner. Still another 90 seconds of power play for North Dakota, and Woog gets it out of the zone. Here's Litke back in his own end. 11 minutes left in regulation. Minnesota 8, North Dakota 2. Rasmussen. He just likes to hit everything that moves, and that's usually 5 other guys.
You know, once he started doing it too, it became knew how effective he could be by doing it. He just continues to thrive on that, and the more he does it, the more effective he becomes.
Litke shooting it in. And a nice play by Checo to prevent the centering pass. Godbout pries it free. Threw it ahead. It hit Panzer. Panzer leads it for lead. And right from the draw, point-blank shot. The bus holds on, and he gets
that much harder. And by playing the way they have played in this weekend, especially this game, they have certainly, I think, proven something to themselves as well.
Hankinson to Woog! Victor the save! Bihar! His first collegiate goal! And it's 10-3!
Minnesota here wins the draw. That's critical. Then all of a sudden you start to break out with the puck. Here's the long pass coming. And then finally, you can see Woog going in there. Woog is the guy who won the draw back in the zone. And that really started the whole play going. He takes a shot. Spihar follows it up. He puts it in. And look at the youngster. He is.
Rasmussen and Hankinson will get the assists.
Well, I think Woog should have an assist in there.
I thought so, too.
Yeah. That can't be right.
And icing against North Dakota.
Over 200 points he scored in his final 2 years, and I'll tell you, he was a player to be reckoned with, and he will be in this league too in time.
Man in the crease. And then speaking very much. It was a 10-0 shutout for the Golden Gophers last January here against Northern Michigan.
Remember, I have a photographic memory. I just have no film.
Shot deflected and Victor scrambles, but the puck goes all the way through. You can be co-MC. You can get there at 7:30.
No, I'll be at work by then.
Oh, listen to this. Clymer. And that shot was blocked. A likely story. DeBus nearly gave it away. Well, he didn't want to be the only one not giving the puck away tonight. And 40 seconds remain on the Minnesota power play. And a long 6.5 minutes left in this game. Spihar cross-rink Mike Lyons. Oh, that pass nearly picked off. Woog brings it in. He drops it back to no one. And is flipped out of the zone by Williamson. Tipped in by Spihar, and then Spihar and Henderson jostle a little bit out at center ice. And out of the crowd, they punch it in over the line. Kept alive, big, checked as he shot. Or did he just miss? Spihar came in there. I'm not sure if he got in time to check it.
Yeah, he did.
And it's worked up on the far side. Hankinson floats one down deep. Vig will go after the puck. Minnesota making a change. Fans chanting sweep. It'll be Minnesota's first sweep of the year. And the play apparently onside at the blue line. But a whistle on a penalty or more.
Well, Woog and Calder are going to go, and that's what I'm talking.
Streak going pretty good. Goalie who was getting passed up in the stands survived that. Comes back with the broom. Mariucci Arena. It was kind to the Golden Gophers last weekend. Minnesota now hoping for 2 straight sweeps in 2 consecutive weekends. Weeks for Doug Woog, and he is weathering the storm, we would say.
Yeah, I think he has weathered it pretty well. A little subdued at times, and that's going to be obvious. The suspension certainly bothered him a great deal, and of course the ongoing investigation, which hopefully will be over soon, and with good results, has certainly weighed heavily on him.
Yeah, he says all unanswered questions seem to be very close to being resolved, and just right now he doesn't think anybody's looking at any major violations. What is remaining is just a few unanswered questions to make sure all the corners are covered here. In the face-off dot, Bob Kinch. And now Brian LaFleur behind the net. Jason Godbout, his partner on the far side, delivers it to center ice. And Rico Pagel, seeing his second game, was tripped up at center. And the play goes uncalled. Here's Kinch sending it to the side of the net. They tried to fire it to Austin Kreiser. Kreiser centers it. And Woog is there to get a piece of it. And Godbout flips it around. Dave Spihar can't get it out. Rico Pagel helps him out, gets it to Woog. Woog 1-on-3 as he takes it outside, and he turned the defenseman Bantiga down, got the centering pass. Caravaggio made a save on Spihar, a second save on Spihar, and he finally covers up. Nice effort by Dan Woog to really hustle and keep that play alive in the corner and deliver it to Spihar.
His position here, 3 men back here, one here, and there's one over here. But watch what happens as he moves along here. He picks up the puck. He'll go back into the corner, and this is where the key is. Let's stop it right here. All of a sudden now you've got Spihar who's coming into play. Woog's going to go this way and look for Spihar to come right out in the area there. Continue on with the play, and you'll see the little quick pass and the quick shot on the net.
Nice little break by Spihar to on the D. Nice, and he backhands it all the way down. Eric Day way out of the net to play it around. And it's relayed up on the far side to Godbout. His return pass behind everybody. Spihar takes a hard bump, and LaFleur slides it in deep. One thing the Huskies didn't want to do was be running around all over the rink chasing the Gophers, and the way Minnesota's playing right now, they're forcing them to move around a bit. The Gophers are moving the puck pretty well. Now a dump in goes off the leg of Tommy Hiranen. And from center ice, Craig Parrott shoots it in. In to get it is Rob Kinch. Kinch, Austin Kreiser, and John Kissel, the fourth line, and they're being pressured by Spihar's group. And a nice place shot again by Spihar this time, and a good kick save by Caravaggio. Hagel behind the net. Now Wood goes in after it. Quick centering pass for Spihar, just failed to collect. And Crowley deep to the corner. And he is taken out nicely by John Kissel. Spihar to Wood. And now Nick Checo joining the play as the Gophers begin to change lines with possession deep in the Czech zone. The Huskies have got out of their end for one shot on goal, and that's all. Period one, and the goal by Nate Miller is holding up as the only one of the game. Played by Rico Pagel, back to the line. Crowley in deep. Spihar trying to dance through a crowd. He does. He centers it, and it's easily taken away by Prokopets. And a race for the puck. Cone slapping it back out at center and into Tech territory. And Caravaggio leaves it for Hiranen. Tommy Hiranen, the Finlander, flips it up on the far side. And a long pass intended for Brett Myers, high over his head, deep in the Minnesota end. Cone there to pick up the loose puck. Checo jammed down to the ice by Minnesota freshman Nate Miller. From the draw, Spihar. Whoa, that shot was deflected. And had Caravaggio doing the splits.
To hang on to it.
Face off, and the draw goes into the corner. And behind the net, Dan Wood battling there with Riley Nelson, a freshman center iceman. Flipped high in the air at center ice and knocked down. A nice play by Cone. Cone again at center ice has it. Throws it into the right wing corner. And about 95 seconds to go, but it should well be coming. Lead, and you're looking at the old-timers All-American mural. The pre-Mariucci era. And in the center of that, the Woogster himself. Looks penetrating eye.
The way they're passing the puck, they still want those shorter passes. They're going to be a lot more aggressive on forecheck in the second period, trying to work some rebounds. They might even send a third defenseman in on the forecheck. Frank?
Okay, Ryan, thanks very much. You know, Bob Mason hasn't had much opportunity to evaluate Eric Day. So the blue line lunch yesterday, that you really can't start making serious evaluations until you see a guy in game action.
Yeah, he's got to play. I mean, you can get a pretty good read on a player from practicing because they get so much ice time and they face so many shots.
Well, we got Tech bodies falling all over the place. I don't think they're being brought down, but now maybe we will get an interference call. This goes to Bird, the face-off man, who went back to the point to play that puck. And with the goal by Crowley, Minnesota has a 2-0 lead in the second of the year for Minnesota junior defenseman Mike Crowley. Bill Cone at center. And here's Crowley again. Crowley with Woog brings it in. And behind the net, Hiranen chases them. And we got a man in the crease. Sometimes this game seems to be going. And from the face-off, it's flipped in by Spihar. Caravaggio plays it behind the net. Lost it to Woog. Here's a loose puck in the crease again. And Caravaggio holds on. Well, we told you about the Sioux lost 2 here last weekend. And they lost, I thought, last night on home ice 5-2. Michigan, we already told you, with a 5-1 win over Michigan State. And Tires Plus will bring you other scores from around the country, including Cornell's upset over Vermont. From center ice, it's shot to the Minnesota line by Prokopets. And Spihar leads the rush. Spreads the D apart. And then the loose puck finally controlled by Mueller, who gets it to center. This is Mulligan, the freshman defenseman we told you about, leads the team in scoring with 10 points. Andy Mulligan, 5'11", and 185 pounds as Woog brings it in. 165 pounds, if that matters to you, is 22 heavy. Minnesota player tangled up in the net. It's Woog. And the stick of Andy Lewis is still stuck in the net. So he's out front of the net without a stick. And he just dropped Spihar. That was as big a takedown as you'll see. Attempt. Zero shots on goal. Nero. Did he burn Romer?
You're going to get me, I'm going to get you.
Thank you. At center ice now. Sutton. And he dances around Berg right up the middle, and the shot by Myers had all the good intentions but whiffed on it. And Berg to Woog as they bring it in. Short-handed. And then the pass goes off a leg or escape. Minnesota has 2 short-handed goals this season, one by Dan Hendrickson and one by Eric Rasmussen. Back to action, second period with about 3 minutes to go. And Minnesota holding on to a 3-0 lead. 1 goal in the first, 2 power play goals here in the second. Rico Pagel to center ice. This is Spihar bringing it in. And LaFleur was making a beeline for the net, but he ran into a couple of black jerseys. Off a stick and flipped the length of the ice.
Minnesota leads 3-0.
Right up the middle for Berg, and he fires a shot high. Another shot by Lyons from the point. Caravaggio caught it and then leaves it off in a hurry. 2.5 minutes to go on the power play. Bouncing puck free. And it's deep in the zone. Austin Kreiser, actually A.J. Aiken went after it. And this power play also is not going anywhere. They've got just 12 seconds left in that first minor to Rasmussen. Here comes Minnesota shorthanded. And the feed to Smith was broken up in the first and second periods. Nate Miller in the first period for Minnesota, then 2 power play goals in the second. Crowley and Rasmussen. In the slot, a loose puck. It's kicked free. It's still in the zone, and dumped in deeper by Clymer. And a race for the puck. Eric Jensen gets it to center ice. Clymer has some trouble with it. And his pressure, they actually took the puck away from him and centered it. And the puck fluttered, but wouldn't go in for the Huskies. But Clymer was all knotted up there. Yeah, once he got himself caught, then it was hard to get unraveled.
Yeah, he didn't have any speed, and that was the problem.
Myers shooting, that goes wide of the target. And it's way back out to center ice, and Craig Parrott. Now Mike Lyons to pick it up. Michigan Tech changing on the go. Clymer to center ice. Fires it in, and that had Tommy Hearn and ducking. Andre Savage fans on a pass, goes back for the puck. Wrapped off his stick, and a good hustling play by Reg Berg. And at center ice, Rico Pagel. Pagel throws a check as he popped Kyle Peterson, a pretty good one out at center ice. And LaFleur has his man covered. Locked up very nicely with Brett Myers without bringing him down. And now Mulligan, the defenseman. Centered it, but it hit Woog. Woog looked like a defenseman there.
He did. He came back in position to help out because the defensemen were caught off to the side. Both Gabel and LaFleur were there. That brings Woog back in to play that defensive part of it.
And now loose to the corner again. Poked was poked free by Spihar. And out at center ice once more. Bill Cohn with a penetrating hit on Jeff Mickish. Here comes Spihar. Nice pass. Oh, just out of the reach of Pagel. I don't think he was quite ready for it. Spihar's done a real nice job in the assist department this year. Crowley left alone. Great shot. And it was deflected behind the net. There'll be a penalty. Caravaggio has lost his stick. And as possession changes hands, we'll have a penalty call by Robin Anderson for the Golden Gophers. 4 goals and 3 assists. Prokopets firing it down the rink. And there's exactly a minute to go on the power play and the penalty to Myers. Here comes Lafleur. Out to Dan Woog. With Rasmussen, he brings it in. And now Eric Rasmussen went after the puck, but it took a funny bounce on him. Woog gets it back, however. Lafleur at the point. And now to Woog again. And Lafleur across to Godbout. Launch shot from the blue line. And the whistle goes in a hurry as Caravaggio covers up.
To get that loose puck, I don't think the referee really saw where the puck was. It was still in the crease area. Nate Miller also in on the play. Danny Wu kind of slowing back just a little bit. Minnesota controlling the puck. Lafleur over here in the center ice area. Godbout takes a shot. Look at position, nice and low. All of a sudden, Caravaggio makes a save. You can see Rasmussen trying to get there. But watch right here. Woog's come in. Look where the puck is. It's still open, but the referee's in position where he can't quite see it. Could be the way it's called.
On that whistle, John Kissel and Ben Clymer come out of the penalty box for their minors for roughing. And Rasmussen throwing a hit into Kent. Rasmussen back for the puck behind his net. He's taken out by Eric Jensen, but comes away with it. Rasmussen to the line, Cone. And 14 seconds on the power play. Rasmussen tried to fire through a screen, tips it to Cone. Here's Rasmussen again. And Cone firing, deflected by Woog. He slammed to the ice. As the puck goes to the side, the penalty is over. So Myers steps on. We're 5 skaters aside and only 6 minutes left in regulation. And Eric Day savoring these final 20 seconds here. The lead is Spihar. Breakaway. Oh, he's robbed. Oh, wait a minute. And the Gophers still again check. The Golden Gophers winners yesterday hope to win again today and extend their streak to 5 straight wins. Good job for 60 seconds. And they remain on top 1-0. 1 shot on goal credited to the Michigan Tech Huskies. I don't even know where it came from.
The shot came down the right wing. It was a nice glove save in the part of Eric Day.
Now Corey Miller was upended out at center ice. Bouncing puck into the Minnesota end, and Ryan Treble, the freshman from Jefferson, after him. Treble chased from behind the net. They put pressure on him from both sides, but he got the pass off. And now out to center ice. This is Woog bringing it in. Woog trying to get it around Mulligan. He centers it. And Corey Miller's jam-in try just went wide of the net. Out to center. And from center, it's flipped in deep by Riley Nelson. Oh, man, what a hit. And that might be Clymer, who is a little slow in getting up. And he is really upset. Thinks perhaps there should be a penalty. Boy, did he take a blast.
Boy, he did. He was about 5.
From Cox Insurance, the St. Paul Companies, and MSC, your ultimate college hockey connection. 4.5 minutes to go, and at center ice off John Kissel's stick. Brought in by Peterson. Peterson's shot turned away by Dick. And here's Lafleur to pick it up. Quickly ahead to Corey Miller. Miller in his freshman year after playing a couple of years in the USHL. Former Kennedy Eagle. And Lafleur. Lafleur again gets in the way. But it bounces to Kissel. John Kissel, a long shot, Eric Day. A block at center ice by Rasmussen. That prevented a breakaway. Penalties are over. 5 skaters aside. And Berg for the puck at center ice. Rasmussen, he's got Hankinson breaking. Make that Brett Abrahamson, who centers it all the way across. And Sutton there to control. That should do it. Period comes to an end. Yesterday we talked about how good he looked out there.
Yeah, and usually when those things happen, when they hurt is only when you're sitting still or standing around. When you're skating, when you've got the puck and you're hitting in the place, you don't feel it at that point.
Now it's loose behind the net. Craig Parrott plays it around. A rocket, a hard shot taken by Andy Sutton. And it's batted away from the slot by Hankinson. Brings it to center. And now the pass to Woog is offside at the line, as he actually took that lead from Brett Abrahamson. So the ceremonial 75 worn by Dan Woog today on Sister Amy's birthday, we're told.
That's right, and we won't say how old she is.
Because we don't know.
That's another reason.
But if we did, we'd tell. Amy, of course, working in the marketing department along with Pat Garcia. So I wonder if she commissioned Danny to bag a couple of goals here today.
Don't put any more pressure on than he already has.
I didn't. She did. He said, I want a hat trick for my birthday. Godbout from center, flipping it in. Date on our Tires Plus scoreboard of what's happened last night in the WCHA. So Weninger makes a save. Duluth, boy, that's a big win over Northern Michigan. The Gophers play the Wildcats next weekend up at Marquette, and weather permitting, we'll be up there. Other games, North
We're going to be up there whether we like it or whether we don't. We're going to be there.
Colorado College and Wisconsin will play again this afternoon. Here's a couple of semi-upsets as Minnesota comes in with a 2-on-1. Oh, Weninger just reached up there and snared that fluttering shot off of Corey Miller. Looked like it was going to be way high here, but he elected to gain control of it.
Yeah, he was going to hold on to it. Miller and Abrahamson were going down together, 2-on-1. Miller shot at periods. Watch here, you watch Miller going down. All of a sudden, he gets ready. The shot to deflect off the defenseman's stick, goes a little high.
And from behind the net, Sutton works it over to Mueller. Brad Mueller from center ice, firing it into the corner. Picked up behind the net. Knocked around by Ryan Treble. Corey Miller centers it. And that slips through a couple of people. Mulligan in the corner. Ready to finally come loose. Woo. Climber. And out at center ice. It's brought in by Mueller. His shot was stopped by Eric Day. And now to finally the center. Got real slow here all of a sudden.
Yeah, pretty choppy right now
in the second period. Gophers in the middle of a change, and they're going to have to off against Jensen, or actually against Mulligan. Mulligan wins it. Here's Sutton back in his own end. Crowley gets the loose puck, tried to drive it in the zone, but it was blocked at center. Nelson, couple seconds on the power play, goes up the middle, the block by Woog, and he springs Berg. But Berg cut from behind by Mulligan, just as Climber steps onto the ice. Now out at center, Climber comes across the rink and just blasts the player Craig Parrott. And behind the net now, Bill Coe. Berg at center. And he throws one up on the left wing side for Eric Rasmussen. Rasmussen trying to center it for Woog, but it got off his stick and slid behind the net. Mulligan in the corner now. And it's Hartnell who gets it to center ice. Van Teegum goes cross rink. Nelson shooting in a glove catch by Day. And he'll finally play it over to Mike Crowley. Rasmussen. And Cone tips it to center, tracks it down himself, then ran into a skate or two. And out about to join. Took a big hit from Corey Miller. Cone back to get the puck. Now Mike Crowley. Huskies changing. Crowley ahead for Woog. That fails to click. And an icing call against Minnesota. Again, we'll be up in beautiful Marquette, Michigan in the Upper Peninsula with a Friday-Saturday set of games. Sports Connection. I'm going to go with the Sports Connection at 5:30 on those two nights, not at 12:30, but we'll double check with the powers that be. 5:30 for Sports Connection, the Doug Woog Show on Friday night at 5 o'clock, a little bit earlier. And then the
Some talk also of Michigan Tech moving too, but we talked to Dave Fisher, who the SID for the Huskies is. He said that was
they actually have a better travel schedule in the WCHA than they would in the CCHA, so they're going to stay. We, however, will be on the road quite a bit. We're going to go, and so will the Gophers. Here's a turnaround shot by Corey Miller. After the two games out in Marquette, we'll be going out to Detroit for the College Hockey Showcase against Michigan State and Michigan. And then the Gophers, I believe, play on the road in St. Cloud, so they'll be 5 games away from home before they're back here at Mariucci Arena on a Sunday night in mid-December. So all the more reason for them to pick up some points here at home. Look, Lord! Nice save by Weninger. I like the way he breaks in when he just determined and goes from 0-60 in a hurry.
It was a nice play. He knew where to go, but on the same token, you've got to look at Abraham.
And play in the corner. Dan Woog gets a wrap at the puck, and Hankinson after it again. 8.5 minutes to go, a 2-0 Minnesota lead. First period goal from Spear. Anderson in the second. We'll recap things for you in a moment or two. And it comes loose at center. Jason Godbout in there. Told Ryan Lefebvre between periods it's a team defensive effort, not just a defensive score. Here's Wu. Took the hit. Puck just barely got to center. It's off Savage's glove. And a good call by Derek Shepard over there. Both teams changing. Travis Van Teegem has no one to pass it to because his 4 teammates were going off. And here's Mike Crowley. Pass for Coe. That's broken up by Mulligan. Crowley gets it again. And elected to go up the middle. Misconnections on the pass to Abrahamson. And
they might drop you on your head again.
Is that what happened to him? Hankinson. How's he going to be a broadcaster with a lollipop in his mouth like that? Wraparound try. No, it won't go, and it's Hartnell on the far side. For Prokopets. 4:15 to go in regulation. And Mich is coming in. Cohen slides it back into the Tech zone. Sutton ran into Wood. And they drive it in. Right now. In this game. Going to pull your goaltender, Tom, with your Tim Waters?
You know, I think I would pull him. One more goal to make a difference. Their goaltending has been very solid this weekend. They just haven't gotten the support up front.
And on the far side, Woog is taken out in the corner, and the loose puck comes to Savage. 1:09 left. Savage to center. Pass broken up by Rasmussen, who stepped in front of the pass very nicely. And there's a minute to go, but the whistle goes with exact. Oh, they've got stick swinging over on the benches. Heronen had his stick up in the air, as did somebody on the Minnesota bench. I'm not sure who was swinging at who.
Savage is in close to the board, so we how they call that. But now watch the Minnesota bench.
Whack.
Ah, there's it.
Yeah.
Okay, that starts it. And there's the stick across it.
Van Teegem.
Yeah.
Fans after their second consecutive sweep on home ice for the game in a moment. Have 5 straight wins, and now they take their show on the road to the Lakeview Arena in Marquette, Michigan.
Practice sideways in their own building to get that shorter ice surface, so they make those moves just a little bit quicker. But this is a situation where the Wildcats have got to move here very quickly and try to contain Minnesota.
Out Dan Woog whips a backhand pass to the near side, and freshman Rico Pagel shooting it in. There are a lot of new names. 10 freshmen in the lineup for Northern Michigan, 7 freshmen in the lineup for Minnesota. Long shot from center ice, and it's deflected as Shane Tomlinson, one of loose pucks. Northern Michigan's line centered by Brad Frattaroli is out, and Minnesota counters with its 4th line as well. Dan Woog at center. Rico Pagel on the left wing, and the right wing Mike Anderson. Now here's Woog after it, puts it to the side of the net, and it's wrapped away. Shane Tomlinson trying to get it out, lobs it high in the air, and Mike Crowley will go after the puck. Bill Cohn there tying up Tyson Holly just a little bit to prevent him from getting to the puck. Nice relay by Wood to Pagel at center. He brings it in, but he was stripped of the puck on a nice play by Darcy Dallas. Breaking in is Tomlinson, but Pagel is there to pick up a loose puck, and he finds Mike Crowley, one of Minnesota's co-captains. Up to center ice, nearly wrapped away, but brought right back in by Dallas. Kane just blasted him.
Kane has really thrown his weight around. He's the player I talked about just a few moments ago. He has got that size of 220 pounds out of Regina, Saskatchewan. And the big senior is playing well physically.
Now there's a loose puck that just jumped away from the Gopher player Mike Anderson. He centers it. It's off Bill Cohn, but grabbed by Woog. A screen shot turned away by Huey. And fired to the line, but not out. See, Dallas tries to drive it around, and it's shot out of the zone by JP. The team lead in goals. They each have 7. Third power play goal this year for Rasmussen. And we're back to 5 skaters aside. Out of the corner, puck came back to the line now. Schmidt shooting, that's deflected away, never reached the net. Crowley takes it back behind the cage.
Goaltender, or they're weighing the outside. They're not getting in that better shooting area, in that slot area.
Comley's so much concerned about mood and the mentality of his players. That's one of the reasons why he wants his team to be able to score in the first 5 minutes if they can, just to give them a big lift. Well, if they go 3 straight penalties here, I should say 3 straight power plays without a goal, that could be a bit of a demoralizing factor. Minnesota still short as they bring it in. Stay with us. Has played 9 of their 12 games, but not dressing here tonight.
Well, this becomes a numbers game. Minnesota runs into the same problem with so many freshmen also, that Doug likes to move them in and out of the lineup, gives them the opportunity, but this is just the game.
Just now added an assist to Brian Phillips. And in the slot, they battle. Sheptak taken down as he tried to work it in on his backhand, but he still controls, puts it to the side for Kane, and then Bill Cohn is there to knock it away. Dallas with a big hit. The Gophers turn the puck over again, and the Wildcats turn the pressure back on. Anderson got it to Cohn, who gets it to center. It's 3-on-1. Pagel in the slot. Crowley, and a good sweep check by Dallas to break up the rush. Boy, that was 3-on-1. He'd like to at least get a shot on goal. They finally get the puck in on the goaltender, Huey.
By a long shot.
They could. 30-some-odd minutes a game.
Yeah, you look at that. They've had, I think it's 14 penalties that have either been 10-minute misconduct or game misconducts.
So the minutes really rack up there. It's amazing that they get that many 10s. 5.5 minutes elapsed here in the second period. This game tied at 2. Minnesota still a man short for another minute 12. And now Mike Lyons back to his own line to pick it up. Lyons floats one all the way down the rink. And Huey is there to leave it at the side. 2-2 the score.
It's been a pretty good period.
That has.
I mean, this Wildcat team, I did not expect them to be this physical in here. And they're tied for 8th position right now in the WCHA. We've heard a lot that they're not that good. They won't score a lot of goals, but I tell you, they talk about improvement, and Rick Comley was right. He said, we will get better, and they're showing that here.
That finishing skill, the offensive skill may not be there in grand fashion, but they're playing smart hockey.
Yeah, they are, and they have not let up, and they're trying to take Minnesota out of this game by playing physically. They got some big guys out here.
Wildcats have but 2 wins this year. They've beaten Colorado College, and they also beat Michigan Tech. They split with Tech, a team that Minnesota shut out twice last weekend. LaFleur at center ice took a check from behind, but play goes on. And here is Godbout leading it to center. Godbout bringing it in right into Janicki, so he dumps it in. And Huey plays it away. Schmidt, a long shot. Plus scoreboard shows you some other key games in the WCHA. Perhaps the key among them would be Wisconsin at Duluth. Only 1 point in the standing separates the 2 teams. They're both tied for 2nd place in the CCHA. Miami of Ohio, coached by former Gopher assistant Mark Mazzolini. They were undefeated for quite a while into the season. Don Fazio darting and dancing at center and brings it in. 8 minutes exactly to go.